We always forget that part.
You can never cheer someone and not take a drink.
Not take a drink.
And 3 times we've tried this.
I almost forgot this time.
This is take number 14 after a few technical difficulties that thankfully the blonde was able to work us through.
Because they were like, in the last cut, they were like, oh, the blonde. We only had 5 minutes left to video, and we would have lost our whole video. So you're welcome, ladies.
Yeah,
you're welcome.
Fine, I'll give it to her this time.
All right, well, we're on Flosstube number 4. I'm Erica. This is my mom, Chris. My sister, Jamie.
And we are the Pink Stitchers.
We have Walter somewhere.
Yeah, he's napping.
Might be being good this time. So,
this is Happy Hour with the Pink Stitchers.
It's August 13th.
Sure is.
Sunday, all day.
Yep.
Yeah, and we're going to talk about all kinds of stitchy things, our lives, vacations.
Cocktails.
Walter.
Yes.
This is the cocktail of the evening.
Mm-hmm.
It is the Walter Raspberry Sangria.
Heck yeah.
So, in the notes, if you'd like to ever make one,
drink.
Yep.
Check it out.
We got to work on our cheers still. We're just not very skilled at it yet. And not that some of us aren't drinkers. But
I just got back from Sturgis.
We're not going to say which
we'll say.
someone is.
Yes.
But,
Okay. All right. Well, we will start again with our Flosstube shoutouts that we have received. The first one is Anna from Stitchery, who made my day and my week because she is who got us into Flosstube
and stitching.
Yes. Thank you, Anna. Also, Jen, the Harbor Stitcher. We agreed. It's Harbor, not Arbor.
Yeah, and not Harper.
Nope.
No.
And I was saying that I just watched her most recent Flosstube, and she had a little situation where she was recording. She had a pause for a moment, came back, and realized that after she recorded the rest of it that she didn't actually record the second half. And then Erica noticed on my camera that
it was counting down minutes. It was like we were at 13, all of a sudden we were at 5, and I was like, that's counting something, and we're going to be very upset in a little bit. So we had to start over again.
So she saved the day, and we thankfully only got this far before we figured it out. So thank you, Jen, for causing us to pause for a moment.
Think about it at least.
Yes. And then the last one is Jane and Julie from Running with Scissors, Stitching with Jane and Julie. Thank you for your shout-out.
Yeah.
And if there's anybody that I missed, I apologize. I feel like I grabbed them all. But
Anybody who's taken time to put a comment in, we really appreciate it. Especially, I really appreciate the lady who felt like I look like a sister instead of the mom, so I really appreciate you a lot.
That is nice.
We might have another situation coming up here.
Walter's behaved today, but
that's Jack.
That's Jack. And
Jack, we won't apologize for him either.
No,
he normally leaves us alone, but not today.
Not today, because Walter's sleeping. He feels like he should step into his shoes.
Exactly.
So we've always got something.
I do feel like we need to bring up, though, a little apology for Jake.
Oh, yes.
Because, I don't know, like, he is my cousin's 11-year-old son. And I felt a little bad then after he was very...
As they should.
Well...
Well, you could have given us a heads up. I mean, most moms would say, hey, I'm going to shout out a family member. And
Well, does anyone really think I would be shouting out a boyfriend on Flosstube?
Well, I don't
You never know. You never know.
She talks on her Instagram all the time that all these hot guys are trying to DM her. She's full of it. She talks about Jake. Well, now I don't know. Now I don't know.
Oh, and the cat's back. No. We're not apologizing for that either.
No,
but
we can't win with animals because they seem to always think that somehow they need to be involved, but
Yes.
he's probably punishing back because, as Erica said, she was in Sturgis for, over a week, and so the animals are like a little, let's get back at you kind of thing, so that was payback right there for you.
Right.
I know. Well, that's okay.
All right.
Alright, some
So-
life updates?
Yeah, we can do some life updates.
Alright.
I can start.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, so I don't remember really what happened the previous week after our last video.
I know, that one always becomes like a black hole. Like,
So-
you can only go back 1 week.
I can only go back 1 week.
That's it, that's where our
Exactly.
memories go.
So Monday I had a bone scan, which ended up being nothing, which was a nice thought. Having had cancer, I had just a regular appointment with my oncologist a few weeks ago, and they ask you the regular questions of whatever, and so she asked if my back hurt, and I'm like, yeah, it hurts, like, so does my husband's. I think it's just our mattress, whatever. And then she's like, well,
Or old
there's-
age. Some people
Yeah.
would say
Exactly.
old age.
But I've been spazzing out because I have a few other random little health things. So she's like, we could just have a bone scan, just to double check and give you peace of mind. And so even though I didn't think it was going to be anything bad, I chose to have the bone scan just...
And then it takes forever to get in. To be
No,
able to
it
have
does.
it.
No. I mean, it took 2 weeks to get in.
Yeah.
I thought you meant the results.
No,
But
no.
I had the results in my 10-minute drive home. I had the results. So
I feel like the cat moved this a little bit here.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just gotta,
It's a little,
I just gotta
Move
get
it
over.
We're zooming
Okay.
in a little
Okay.
there.
Sorry,
Okay.
friends.
So, bone scan done. I
Yes.
can relax for 5 more minutes. Then Tuesday, Henkelmama and I spent 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. at Primitive Gatherings for the sit and stitch, which is always a good time. We did a lot of cross stitching and chit chatting with
Yeah.
everybody there. What else did I do? Walter
watched
came.
Walter.
Walter came over while Erica was in Sturgis. Henkelmama took him part of the time, and then so we could go stitch. My family took care of him,
Yes.
and he spent a couple nights with me. Thursday, went to the Wisconsin State Fair.
Oh yeah.
So, I mean, that's always
That's a big to do.
Cream puffs and all.
cream puffs. I did have cream puffs. I had pickled pizza. That was the one weird thing, and it was very delicious. Pickles and pizza to me
I feel
are my
like I've
favorite
had.
ways.
I feel like I've had cheeseburger pizza that has pickles on it.
Oh, they had a Big Mac one there too, which would have been decent also. But
Don't talk me
Don't,
into
yeah.
that.
I know.
Don't
So-
go there.
that was a nice day with the family, as good as it can be with 2 teens and whatever. But and then Friday, I did knitting class at Primitive Gathering, so I went and knitted. It was my 3rd class. We started our projects. I stayed there for the day, and I watched another group of people doing basket weaving. So now that's like on my list of
Oh,
I
boy.
probably need to knit or weave a basket.
She's gonna
I
weave a
don't know.
basket now.
Yeah.
I can't wait for Christmas.
Yeah. You're gonna
You never know what you're gonna get from everybody
Exactly.
now.
And then Saturday morning, I went to the roller rink and did my artistic skating. And then the evening, we went to see Less Than Jake at the rave. It was very hot, very packed, but it's a fun concert. I'm deaf, and because I'm so short, my neck hurts from trying to see under this guy's ear that I could just see random a trombone or something once in a while. But that's what I've been up to.
Alright. I don't lead that exciting of a life, really, but I had for a little over a week, I had Walter with me, so he keeps me busy. We do a lot of walking. I have some nice kind of rural roads near me, and Walter is like a big on hunting down anything that possibly ever crossed the road. So
Or anything dead on the road.
I don't know. It's a walk for him. It's a drag for me. You know, we kind of make the best of it.
We're
but
working on
yeah,
it.
we're working on his walking skills. But so yeah, he kept me kind of busy. I did go stitching on Tuesday, and other than that, I have been gardening. We get a little rain here and there, but otherwise every day it's like at least an hour watering flowers. And
Speaking of, are you making pickles?
we just had that discussion today.
That's probably a no now, I guess.
Well, it's not. I was waiting to hear if anybody was going to ask for them. That's
And
all.
they're the refrigerator pickles,
Yeah.
right?
Yes,
That's what they are,
yeah,
yes. And they're
yeah.
very tasty.
Yeah.
And that's what she
well.
does a lot of times. But you didn't tell everybody about your new pet? The woodchuck, chucking
Oh,
wood?
I did not tell about my new pet. So I had Walter there, you know, for like a week and a half. I have a bird feeder right outside my patio doors, and we get random, lots of chipmunks, squirrels, totally good with that stuff. Then here comes the random raccoon or possum, and they have a tendency to, you know, especially the raccoons, wreck things. So my brother lives next door. He will usually trap them and let them go somewhere else. So Walter's been there this whole time, and all of a sudden he goes home the very first day. I look out the window, I'm like, now what is that thing? Some big kind of rat-looking thing is out there, and so I send a picture to my brother. I'm like, what is this thing here now? It was a woodchuck. So
Chucking
I don't
wood.
know how much wood he was gonna chuck, but
She should have asked him.
I
we
should
said.
have asked him. But thankfully, my cat, you know, kind of looked out and gave him a snarl, and the woodchuck decided maybe this isn't the place to hang out. So, yeah, that's my new pet that I have. So I just keep accumulating them.
Well, I took my pet back, so we're
yeah,
good
yeah.
for now. I mean, I'm sure there'll be something coming up that you
He'll be
might have
back
to
on
watch him.
Tuesday.
He will be back on Tuesday. I forget about the weekly watch. Well, for me, I went on the big long trip to Sturgis, so we left at like 3 o'clock on Thursday, and we got there by like 4 a.m. on Friday. We had camp set up by 10 a.m. and we partied like 21-year-olds for an entire week. But we did have to take daily naps. We would eat dinner, and then it was everybody lay down for a nap until about 9 o'clock because the concert wouldn't start until sometimes 8:30, and then the late one started at 10:30 and went till midnight, and then we had to go down to Bikini Beach, and then they had more bands until
Naturally.
Well, yeah, you can't miss
Naturally.
out on that.
yeah,
Sure.
yeah. So we did a lot of riding. Not as much as we have in the past, but we've been there multiple times, so this was a little more relaxed. And
And who did you see in the concerts?
oh, the concerts. Well, okay, so backstory: my husband as a kid, his mom told him that he was gonna go to see Def Leppard with him, so he got all spruced up, feathered his hair, and was ready to go. And they never took him. So Thursday
sad.
before we left, he got to see Def Leppard. He was living his best life, I'm pretty sure.
Did not feather his hair, but
He doesn't have.
No.
I mean, he buzzes it. He's
Yeah.
got hair, but he buzzes it off. We saw Limp Bizkit. We saw ZZ Top.
Sticks.
Whiskey
Yeah.
Myers was
you
actually.
boarded the Styx concert.
I like Styx, but it wasn't a great concert. And there was a lot of people that were not happy with it. So then we skipped Aerial Speedwagon because they came after that, and that was the night we had to go to bed early because we were all a little worn out. We stopped at just some random places. The only real big ride that we did was the Spearfish Canyon. Otherwise, we just did little trips to Sturgis and around the area.
And you didn't pick up any cross stitch anywhere.
And I did not pick up any cross stitch because there's a lot of vendors, but none of them are selling cross stitch. I'll tell you that.
Maybe you could.
Next year.
I'd like to see what those patterns would be.
Yeah. You never know what we could come up with.
Yeah,
Bikini Beach.
Yeah, Bikini
there you
Beach.
go.
It was a great time. At the end, my husband went into the water in the night, tried to do the rope swing.
Oh,
Oh,
Missed the knot and completely bailed out into the water. and he had just bought himself a bracelet. Now, mind you, he doesn't ever wear jewelry.
I was gonna say what?
He never wears jewelry, so he bought this chain.
Oh,
He had this
boy.
necklace. It's got some wrenches on it. And then he got this bracelet. Doesn't even have it, but 5 hours. He comes back, he's like, "Where's my bracelet?" And I was like, "Not sure." So he had to buy himself a new one. And then he bought me one because he felt bad that he lost his, which I didn't lose it. I told him he probably handed it to some random girl to hold on for him while he was being ridiculous, but...
Putting on his manly moves there.
Well, you know, he's got some moves. But yeah, then we got back Saturday morning at about 2 in the morning, and I picked Walter up at probably 10:30, and that was about it. Nothing.
And here we are.
Here we are. Back to filming.
Yeah.
And Walter is napping because
Yeah.
you know he had a busy week and a half with Grandma for sure. A lot of treats. I mean,
Yep.
you know,
Yes.
he was lonely. I mean, you
Was.
can't just not give him
know.
treats when he's lonely. So.
I know. Well, he's good now.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
So it's cross stitch time, or?
I think so.
All right.
Okay, well, let's do our whips.
Okay.
Okay.
Not a very, well, I'm not going to say not productive because I did do a bit of cross stitching, but I only focused on 2 this time. Oh, do you have the pattern for this one?
Yes, I do. As a matter of fact, yes, I do.
Oh, as a matter of fact, she does.
So I got started on the Tiny Modernist, A Stitcher's Garden, and this is the one that
You
hold it up there nice.
Yeah.
That Primitive Gatherings created the box that we showed last time, and our next cross stitch camp is in a week or 2, so I want to have this done by the time we meet. And it was really mangled from being in my bag, so sorry people, but it's 20 count Ada, 20 count Ada, and I don't know what color. I don't think it's set on there.
I
It
thought
does.
it was
says right here.
whiskey. I hope that's right.
They didn't write what color it
I
is.
feel like mine had it.
Well, maybe it
I don't
does.
know. But
Mine doesn't.
I haven't started mine yet. Imagine that.
Well, I wrote down whiskey, and that could be
Whiskey.
Perch.
like the perch lace.
Right. That
I'm
not
never gonna
sure
live this one
very
down. I'm never gonna live it down.
could be
Well, I'm
perch
not
lace.
saying the whiskey's right either. I don't know.
Okay. Well.
Whiskey. But anyways, it's 20 count Ada that we got from the Primitive Gatherings. I'm using all the called for weeks colors, but we subbed in the 2 that are
No.
Classic Colorworks.
Classic color.
Yep.
Okay.
You 2 did?
Well, we all did because
because-
we kitted it up at Primitive Gatherings.
And they
Yeah,
didn't
we
have
did.
that.
We did.
Yes.
We
Okay.
did.
So you are subbing as well.
Oh,
Yes,
I'm subbing
when you-
as
when
well.
you
I
get to
haven't,
that
I haven't
point.
started mine, but
Yes. So I made a lot of progress. I started that and I'm coming along. And my goal is, because I think cross stitch camp is the 22nd or the 23rd. I don't remember which
Yes,
day.
Erica, 22nd or 23rd.
See what I can do.
Possibly.
I'll see
you
what I
could
can do,
Join
yes.
in with us.
And then I have been cranking away on Courage by Praiseworthy Stitches.
Hold it up.
oh, sorry, I was trying to look at
I'm
it
a little,
myself.
I'm a little blind, so. And yeah, I've accomplished more. I haven't noticed any more mistakes. I have to start charting Erica's initials to add over to the other side as I'm making my way over there. But
I got a situation on mine up in like here.
uh-huh.
I must have stopped a
Something.
you know,
You just do one.
a thread. Like I
Okay.
stopped one and I was like, oh, I'll get back to that, and then I must have moved to a different spot, and then I went back and
That happens.
I didn't count it, and now it's I got to do a little frogging.
I have a stitch missing up in there, and I could not figure out what it was. So
Yes, so that is
I'm
my
to live
cross
with that.
stitch whips. And then I have a couple other whips because I have been working on other things. Because of course I've been doing my knitting class. So I just wanted to show my whip progress. I am learning to make a cowl. The lady who teaches the class also sells yarn, so I bought this dreamy soft some kind of natural.
It's pretty dreamy soft.
It is dreamy soft, and I've only restarted this a few times. I think I got a handle of it now, but
What's it gonna be?
a cowl.
Oh, a cowl.
Yeah.
You did say that.
Yeah,
did.
I did. But I'm impressed with myself
Okay, looks
because
nice. It's looking nice.
it's
Yeah.
coming along. So that is
Okay.
that whip. And then, so at Primitive Gatherings, Lisa has a
Box of
wool
the month.
box.
Yep.
Wool box. And we get it every 2 months.
Yeah.
And
Am
so
I behind the box?
you
Yes.
Should have got it.
you need to
You
come
got
with
my
us.
card.
Well,
We had other stuff we wanted to charge on your card, so we didn't want to make it look really
Yeah,
bad. So
exactly.
we had got some patterns and stuff. Next time we'll get your wool box
Right.
for you.
so every 2 months we get a box that has say it. A
Wool.
quilt square. Well, like we're making a square that's going to become a quilt eventually.
yes.
Yes.
A
And
block.
then
We get a block.
A block, yes. A
There's
square
what
or a
she's
block.
got.
We all need to talk for each other, apparently.
And then you get other prizes, other projects, other prizes in there. But I was just very attracted. Somebody, when we first went to a sit and stitch, somebody was working on a block. And I was attracted to the colors, and it's very pretty. And so, of course, then we have to go over
Am I showing
and
it?
oh, you
Yeah.
can show that.
Okay.
So,
It's called Fresh Cut Garden.
and that's block number 1. And we have 4 now, right? I'm still at number 1. But
I haven't started yet.
this is my
Imagine
progress.
that.
I chose, we don't need to get too close.
Okay.
I need to fix some stitches. I don't want everybody
Okay.
to see all my mistakes.
Okay.
But this is my first time, and we got to pick our own flannel to put the wool on. So I chose like a bluish color to look like the sky.
I picked a dark gray.
Yes.
And I picked a green.
Okay.
So ours are all going to be different.
Yeah.
Yes, and then this I bought. So Denise, Goose Denise,
Of course she
at Primitive Gatherings has been working on this, and I bought the whole kit, but I was a little intimidated to get started on it. But this last time at the Sit and Stitch, she was like, "You need to just start it." So I figured, just get the circles down at least, and then I can just pick it up whenever I feel like it. But if you're not familiar,
Sue Spargo.
Spargo, and there's each
Oh, sorry.
each circle is a different little cute decorative stitch. And all I have are dots.
Can we get this one close? Or?
Yeah, I think so.
You can.
Okay.
But don't analyze my imperfect circles. I'm hoping doing some stitching will cover
They
up.
look pretty symmetrical and nice to me.
I do have the pattern, but that's as far as I've gotten with it.
Yeah.
I don't even have that.
Well,
So it
I'm
sounds
gonna-
like I have to make another trip to.
I'm gonna see if I can handle it.
All right. All right. I'm not promising anything.
I'm sure it's like your Briscorno. How is that?
We're not talking about the Bismarno right now.
Well, any day now she'll be showing us her progress on that.
I hear
Biscorno.
other people. We haven't picked that up for like a year or
Right.
more. That's going in the next year pile. I might touch
Plans.
it after Christmas.
Put that in your plans for 2024.
Yes, a 5-year plan.
Yeah.
It's winter. It's a winter
Yeah,
one.
okay.
So you should only work on that in winter.
Right.
I do that.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. What do you got going on
Alright,
here?
Well, I am doing, like not very organized today, but I'll let you show. I think it goes like that. I am doing, you want to show this first, Teresa Kogut, Bloomin Hens, and I'm doing it on a 16 count oatmeal, and I'm using the called for, it's mostly weeks, but very cute, fun to stitch. And then I'll just show this one. It's the same one Jamie showed that we're doing for the Stitch Club. I started on it in a different place. It's the Tiny Modernist.
Take your little thing off.
This is very helpful, kitty cat.
And I'm doing it on the same fabric and everything as Jamie. I just wanted to show my
What
progress.
color is it?
It's whiskey. I'm telling you, it is whiskey. 20 count whiskey. Or maybe it was perch.
Yeah.
Brandy.
Yeah.
This is probably brandy.
Brandy. Okay, and I did not make a lot of progress on my Courage sampler, but
I think that's roughly how far I am.
Yeah.
Maybe a little less. I think I might be to like here.
and I'm doing mine on 18 count Ada that I tea-dyed actually. And I want to get going on that because I'm coming up on, I believe, my 25th anniversary of my cancer diagnosis. So
Yeah, and I have a goal of getting that done stitching by October for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Because
I'm
then
gonna
we need
try, but I don't know.
Yeah.
That's a lofty goal
Yeah.
for me. And then I started. This was a new start for me. Peace House by Lottie Da. And this is on Weeks Beautiful Beige 16 count, and I'm using the called for Weeks flosses. And that's my progress on that. And then I'm doing October 31st by Cottage Garden Samplings, and that's on an 18 count vintage, and I also kind of tea-dyed mine a little bit to give a little color.
Like
Probably
that
won't show
one.
up that much, but I'm using DMC on that one to call for. And I just gave it kind of a little splotchiness with the tea dyeing to kind of make it look
Over
like
here.
it. The
Over
fabric
here,
did.
it's a little splotchy.
Yeah.
See it a little bit.
And then I believe this was a free pattern, I don't know, that I got last year. It's called Love. It's by Cherry Hill Stitchery. Deanna Carter, I believe, is a designer. That's on Fiddler's Oatmeal, 14 count. This is one of the very first things that I started when we went to Lynn's. This is a piece of Ada that I purchased there. So that's from probably a year ago, but I don't know. I kind of want to finish it up and make it into a little pillow, so I just get it done. So I've been working on that a little bit this week. And I think that's all.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Well, you know me. I got a whip going. I've made zero progress on Courage. I got nothing. And I have the frog, so I'm not even going to show you that because it's going to look no different than what I had. But I am working on Stitching with the Housewives, Ronnie and the Bees, A Sip of the Seasons. I don't know why, I just think that's super cute. So, on that, I am using DMC, all the call for colors, and Zweigert 32 count Murano. Is that how you say it? Murano
Yeah.
Spa. And
I like
this
that
is
color.
This is how far I've gotten.
It looks really like bright blue on the camera.
It does look very bright blue, but it's not so much.
Cute. Very cute.
That's my whip. That's
Okay.
my whip for, because I had all that time in the car to work on stitching.
Right? Okay, so
I made so much progress.
She knocked that out of the park. For
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Well, I need to find the finish here that I was going to show under the cap. Jackson, I don't know where it went.
Well, he's helping.
Oh, right there. Is it right here?
It was the white envelope.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, right
there,
here.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay.
Okay. So, I don't have a finish this time. I had some good intentions, but didn't
Let
happen.
Erica could do her finish because this is,
I have a finish.
yeah,
I know.
I think I heard the neighbors.
Dang, second one I've ever finished, but it was the hands-on design, Stitch Some Happy. It was an easy little stitch, and I used all the called for colors, and it is on KCS 18 count Ada. And that would be natural oatmeal. Or I could make up a name for you.
Right?
So it's not fully finished, but I thought maybe I was going to put it on this little guy. I'm not really sure yet. We'll see what I come up with. Hopefully by the next Flosstube I will have my first ever FFO. Woo!
Oh.
I know.
People
Believe
are
it.
going to sleep now.
I know.
Waiting,
I know.
waiting
I know.
and waiting patiently for that.
Sorry everybody, you're going to have to wait till next time I actually have a fully finished.
That's going to be a glorious day.
I know.
Okay, and so we have a family member who is newer to cross stitch, and she has an FO, and she's trying to FFO it, and we want to see if you guys have some good suggestions for her.
It's something we don't have a lot of experience with.
Right.
So.
So she stitched up one of Lori Holt's cards and has it in one of these, like a gift card, or not a gift card, whatever.
Oh, greeting card.
A greeting card, yes.
That's what you were saying. Yeah.
Okay, and so she tried like gluing it in there, I think with a glue stick, and that's not working out. And so if anybody has some good ideas, I mean it's just like cardstock.
So it's on a piece of cardstock here. Not really sticking on there. So how could she adhere it onto here and then get that onto here?
Yep. If anybody
To
has
fit in there.
suggestions.
Yeah, please put it in the comments if you have some good
Yes.
ideas for her.
But this is only her second project that she worked on. Her stitching is beautiful on
It
there.
is very
so
beautiful.
We're really excited that she is.
Jake's grandma.
Yeah,
Jake's
that's
grandma.
Jake's grandma.
No mystery person here.
No.
So that is.
That is
I don't
our
have
finishes.
a finish at all this time.
Well, it sounds like I knocked it out of the park.
You
this
did.
time.
Woo. Okay. So now we'll do haul.
Haul.
Okay.
Okay.
So, Henkelmama, do you want to touch on these first?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay, so kind of when we first got into the cross stitching, I have Walter right by my feet, trying to come up with an idea of a little something for us, and I saw people making the counting pins and different ways of making pin cushions to put them in, and so I was looking around. I'm like, wow, I don't even know what I'm doing. Like, I don't want to spend a lot of money. I looked at Hobby Lobby, and things are kind of higher priced, at least for a first go around, than what I wanted to spend. So I went to our local thrift store, and it just was like I found like the perfect things. So I believe they would probably be candle holders.
Tea lights.
Or
Yeah.
tea lights. And so I felted a ball to put in to be the pincushion part, and then I made us each, and they're all different colors. I made us each some group of counting pins, and they're not fantastic, but it was a kind of a fun little project to
It's a
do.
little piece of candy.
They're very cute.
Pink one. Oh,
Careful.
Oopsie.
oopsie.
And I think each one of those things were like 50 cents or something. So I'm like, okay, I can't go wrong with that.
Yep.
At
Oh, that's
least,
my favorite is the candy corn.
Yeah, I know.
That is
One
really
was pretty nice.
I love the candy corn one.
So that was a little project I did. One of our
Yes.
first, I think, things that we did for cross stitch wise.
Yep. And then we can touch on our bags because
Oh,
we
yeah.
had a number of questions on the bags we had in our last Flosstube. So I had seen a number of people with these Bogg bags. I didn't know what they were at first, and I had to do some research, and then I'm like, I'll just get one from Amazon. But the real ones are like $130 for I think the size. And
The big ones are.
while I wouldn't not maybe spend the money on one, I could be spending that money on a lot of cross stitch. So because our phones know what we're thinking,
Yes. They do.
it showed up that Temu had those bags. So I ordered them, and I got 6. I bought them for all of us, and I
Yeah.
got 6 of them for less than what I would have spent for one of them.
Right.
So I figure, I know people have different opinions on Temu and
Right.
and whatever, but I feel
For a
like
bag.
for a bag, it's
Yeah.
fun, and I've seen, because it's kind of like a crock, a bag that's like a crock bag,
Yeah.
and those holes you can
Yeah,
buy
you
little
put little-
things.
Like the little crack charms.
Yep, and I've seen like there's like cup holders and things that can go on them, but
Yeah.
people use them for the beach because it's easy. Then you could.
Yeah, you rinse them out.
Yep.
But they're nice. They stand up, and you can fit a ton of stuff, even in the smaller one. We have a small one and a big one, so
Yep.
it works out nice.
Floss stuck to me. So yeah,
Yeah.
we just wanted to touch on that if anybody was wondering.
Okay, it's your haul.
Okay.
Okay.
This I got at Primitive Gatherings. It's Scattered Seed Samplers, and it's Spring Messenger Pin Keep. And I would like to try to make it into a needle book. I saw some people making them, so I got some plans for doing that. Then I got from Lindy Stitches, December Down Under.
Down under.
It's a
I
cute.
like that.
I know.
Well, dark.
They're also fucking cute.
I know. There's.
Must be like a is it a beaver and a platypus?
Yeah.
Aw.
Is there a woodchuck?
Maybe I'll change my platypus.
Yeah,
to a
you could
woodchuck.
change
Do
that
they have
platypus to a
woodchucks
woodchuck.
in Australia?
I don't know. We're gonna have to look
Down
that up
under?
now.
It's super cute.
All right. Okay.
And then by Waxing Moon Designs, I got a snowman trio. I thought these were just super. One of the ladies at our cross stitch club was stitching them, and they turned out really cute.
Those are cute.
And then this I picked up. It's not a cross stitch; it's a wool project, but just kind of a small one. And I picked it up to make. I have a plan for gifts to use these for gifts, and so.
Gifts for who?
Well, I am not saying, but
Jake.
Jake from State Farm is gonna love them.
All right.
And then, so Jamie had mentioned the wool boxes that we get from Primitive Gatherings, and so it comes with the monthly block that we're doing and to make a quilt. But then each time we get extra things that come in, and there's different projects that we got. And this time they had an add-on, and I just thought this would be worthy showing because it's
They hit this one out of the park.
yeah, a needle book and a scissors keep, I think.
Yep.
And with the needle book, there's some little wooden labels.
They're not wooden, they're cork.
Or cork. They're inside of the bag if you want to pop them out. So you can label all the needles, which I think is a really, really good idea.
Super cute. I don't have mine yet because somebody didn't pick mine up for me yet, but they just hold my card ransom.
Well, we're gonna buy ourselves a few extras.
Yeah, we're definitely
Charge
gonna.
it to Erica's card.
And then the only other thing I have, and I'm just going to probably show the backs of them because I have stuff in them, but I was never going to have all of the project bags like everyone. Like I have the plastic things and I was totally happy with them. But then we met Goose at Stitch Club, and she's definitely, a drug pusher because her bags are all so beautiful and so well made. So I have picked up a couple, so I don't know if you want to just... I have stuff on the inside.
I want to have this one. Super cute. Patriotic. I can't show you the insides because...
Well, yeah, because the patterns are in there, so...
Well, this one again.
Yeah.
So you just got floss.
Got my messy floss.
Look how she keeps her
I
floss.
know, I'm not
Look at that.
Never
Zoom in, ladies. Zoom in.
Savage.
Never you mind about my floss, girl.
Her feral cross stitch.
That is it for me.
All right. Well, I don't have much because I was gone, but I have a few little items here. The Turkey Time by Erica Michaels. And the strawberry sold me on this. Now I just have to get started. Maybe I could have it to my Thanksgiving.
That would match good with your Biscorno. I mean, you could probably...
And it comes
with set.
It comes with these little buttons and cute little things. So
Cute little things.
I'd have that. Then Bent Creek Trick or Treat Row. I just thought it was super cute. Trick or treat, smell my feet. What kid didn't say that? I feel like all kids did. I probably would say it now if I went trick or treating.
Yep.
And then from Liz Matthews, the Quaker Pumpkins.
I want that one.
Super like it. And all of these I got from Lynn's in Madison.
Very nice.
So that's my haul. That's all I got for you folks today.
All right. Well, I have one thing I ordered a while ago and I need to acquire on Etsy. It was supposed to be delivered by the 11th, and it hasn't come yet, so makes me sad. But I do have some things. I got them all from the Primitive Gatherings. This is a Shepherd song by Plum Street. I just love the sheep on there.
I thought you went first for Hall. Did we skip you?
Well,
Skipped her.
That's
today.
okay. We can switch it up. This Happy Morning, I love the big barn on it, but also a Plum Street sampler. And if this one isn't me in a nutshell, I am mathematically challenged in everything, but Counting is Hard by Luminous Fiber Arts.
Well, it's hard for me too.
And we're all challenged.
Yes.
I think we got it from our mom.
Yeah. I think it's part of that BRCA1 gene mutation.
Yep.
Yeah, you're bad at math, you get breast cancer.
Yes. And this one I just thought was cute. Antique Bee Sampler by Elizabeth's Needlework Designs. It's got the bumblebee and the queen bee, and the sewing bee, and the honey bee, and the spelling bee, and the quilting bee.
If it only had a math bee.
I wasn't very good at the spelling bee either, so.
Yeah.
I feel like I was a great speller until autocorrect came into play. Now I feel like I am not a very good speller anymore.
Well, I couldn't spell business. It was my first word in the spelling bee. And I couldn't even, I had to sit down and, come on now, guys.
She probably cried.
Business.
She probably cried.
I probably did. Hello Halloween by Teresa Kogut. I've been eyeing this up.
When did you get that now? See?
We didn't even get a sneak preview of this?
No.
Sometimes when you go look at this under.
Well, I'm rubbing his belly down there because.
I need to have that.
Mm-hmm.
That's super cute.
She was on a spending.
You can't tell people.
Okay, never mind.
That's rude. Sometimes when you go there to knit, you buy a bunch of cross stitch.
You do.
Okay, and this is, I was like, it's at $17.97, but I think it's AT $17.97 by Little Robin Designs. I've been attracted to this one for a minute too.
Well, there's like little angels. Cupie.
The colors were pretty.
Yeah. It's got beautiful colors.
And then, When the Leaves Fall by Blackbird Design.
I'm rubbing his belly down there.
Okay. Wait.
That's what I wanted.
I know.
Oh, come on.
I picked it up with you in mind.
All right, because I've been looking at
I
that
know.
one.
Okay. I'm done looking at it now. I'll show everyone else.
Okay, and then I picked up the Wisconsin bag because originally when Denise offered up some for us to pick, I picked the Wisconsin one for myself, and then I let my fabulous sister take it.
She did.
So now I bought myself
Yes.
my own with Lisa Bonjean's Wisconsin Shop Hop fabrics.
It's super nice.
Mm-hmm.
The back is it? My favorite part.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's our haul, I think. So now we're to favorite things, correct? And I forgot my favorite thing last video, so I'm gonna do it now.
Yes.
When we,
Hold on.
I know, here comes.
Got someone coming through.
Okay.
Go, kitty cat.
And that's not our favorite thing, although he's great.
He is great. We do like him.
Yes,
But
but I use GoodNotes when I cross stitch mostly, and I like it because I can zoom in and I can highlight as I go, and I can have all my patterns with me, and I also have the app on my phone which syncs with the app on my iPad, and so if I'm shopping I could just quickly pull up the pattern and look up what I need without having to make a darn list every time.
Yes.
But a lot of people at Primitive Gatherings when I stitch have come up like almost every time we're there,
Right.
pretty much I'm showing and telling. So I thought I would just do a demo little talk, like a very high level because the application itself, I'm sure I don't understand everything, but I think for just somebody who wants to know what it is and how you can use it, I will explain how I use it, and if anybody wants to put in comments if they use it as well, like there's more than one way to do things. So again, it's called Good Notes, and there are other applications like Pattern Keeper and Markup that are specific for cross stitch or stitching. Good Notes is just a general. You can use it for anything. They can make notebooks in there. You can do like journals or planners, all that kind of stuff. But I really like it because I can put my PDFs if I buy patterns from Etsy, and I can scan in my physical copies. So the way I do things is so I've made a main folder called cross stitch patterns, and then in my cross stitch pattern folder I made folders with all the designers, and then I put all the patterns in each folder. These guys I think are doing it a little differently with having folders specific for holidays, or I mean you could do however you want. And then I also have folders like we did the 12 by 12, and so I made like a copy. I duplicated the pattern and put one in the 12 by 12 so I knew which ones were in that project. I also have a completed 2023 folder, and that too, like once I finish a pattern this year, I just duplicate the pattern and put it in there just so I can keep track of what I finished without having to journal. I'm not very good at that, but I can easily just move the thing in it, but I keep a copy also in the designer's folder so that I can refer back if I ever want to stitch it again or want to know what I have. So this last weekend was the Common Thread Stitcher, what do you call it, like activity group, Instagram.
Stitch along, I guess, maybe.
Yeah. So if you follow any of that on Instagram, there's been prompts. There's a group that prompt us with things to sort of introduce ourselves.
Yeah, where do you stitch and who's your favorite designer? Right.
So JBW, Judy Whitman, made a free pattern. So I'm just going to use that as an example. You can go to the Common Threaded Stitcher.
Yep. Instagram.
Yeah, Instagram account.
They have a link on
yes. Thank you for words.
Don't worry, they speak for each other.
So in my JBW folder is my patterns that I have of her. So if you wanted to add a pattern, you can click on this plus sign here. Ooh, okay, I'm like half blind. Maybe I'm gonna move around so I can see the front. Okay. So you would click on the plus sign. Are you able to see on the screen like what's going on? Okay. And I scan documents if I have a paper pattern, and it'll make like a blue box on the screen so you can focus it over the entire page, and it automatically like snaps the picture for you. And so you can just progressively like flip your page, and it'll just keep taking the pictures, and once you're done, hit save, and it'll just save them all for you. If like I get a little goofy or make it blurry or something like that, you can click back on that page and there's an option to like retake the picture so you can fix it. And then if you have PDFs, you would download the PDF to your iPad or your phone, and then if you hit import, you can import from your folders. But just to show you,
I think I did something.
Okay, hold on.
I was holding on to the bottom.
Favorites. Okay. So the free one from Judy Whitman for the Common Threaded Stitcher is this one. And okay, yeah. So I have it like you can zoom in like super big. So I like even on your phone, it's not ideal to be looking at this necessarily on your phone, or you would think, oh, it's really small. But even on your phone, you can zoom in pretty close. And then I have my highlighter on, so like you can zoom in, and as I go, I just mark off what I stitched, and it'll sync it then with my phone as well, so it'll keep track at both places. There's an eraser, you can erase whatever, and there's lots more bells and whistles and all sorts of things I'm sure that you can do with this, but I just thought I would just show that, like, basically you can just go back and forth between your pages. So I just thought that might be a good, if anybody's interested in what GoodNotes is, and maybe if people have a bigger interest in more of what it can do, I can do more research and do like a whole video about it or something, but I just thought I would share that. I don't know how loud that was with me having my face right behind the camera, so I'm sorry if that is crazy, but
Hopefully.
that got a little sweaty from that activity.
But everybody at our cross stitch group asks every time, about it, and she gives little demos all the time. So hopefully it'll be useful information for everybody.
And maybe I can figure out a better method of demoing
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
Of setting it up maybe ahead of time and recording it and then inserting it, but we're not that far yet.
No,
we're only on episode
with our
number
thing.
4,
Yeah.
so
Exactly.
right.
Okay. So, and with GoodNotes, you can get it from the Apple Store.
Yeah.
And it's like a $10
one-time fee, which is really nice.
Yes.
It's not a monthly one, so I really like that.
Yeah, because heaven forbid somebody has to pay a monthly subscription for something. She's like, oh no, I don't want that.
You're gonna get grounded.
I'm old. I'm going towards a fixed income at some point. You need to think about those things when you're an elderly person.
All right.
Okay, so then our next thing is, if anybody's following Denise, Goose Designs, we talked about it, now we got the squeaker. She talked about finding this fabric and designing a bag named after the Pink Stitchers. And so it's
Which is very cool.
It is very cool. So it's got the breast cancer ribbons on the inside, and then these cute bras on the outside, and it's just perfect. It's our colors. It's perfect. So
And it's just got
got different colored
a
zippers.
black zipper on. I have something inside of it, but same on the back.
Yep.
But they're very nice. Very loose.
We have the
I
same.
have a dark pink. Okay. Mine is a dark pink zipper.
And then there's a gray zipper as well. She sells them on her Etsy shop. If anybody is interested, I know she ordered more fabric because it ended up being more popular than what she expected, I think.
And she is donating one for us when we hit 2,000 subscribers. We're going to give one away. So we have that. So I mean, it was really just thoughtful of her, and the fabric is just so perfect. And so we were just really thrilled and really appreciate her thinking of us and designing that because it's very cool. So.
Definitely. So if we're getting pretty close to 2,000 right now, so if the 2,000 happens by the next video, then we will do the things, the drawing to figure out who to send it to. But we already have it in our hot little hands, and it's ready to.
That's be our next project for the Flosstube.
Yes. So thank you, Denise.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, and then our Flosstube shoutouts. So I'm gonna start with Sunshine Stitchers. They are very funny. They're from Florida, and they had me wetting my pants the one day, talking about being at. She had a book. She wanted it spiral bound, a planner. And she goes up. She was at, I think, Office Depot or whatever, and she just took it up there and was like, "Can you spiral bound this for me?" Well, they're like, "No, you have to like remove all the pages." But it sounds like previously that was not how things worked. But so she went and bought a box cutter or X-Acto knife and cut the binding off of it and took it up there. But it sounded like it wasn't a very graceful cut. So they kind of looked at her like, "Are you kidding?"
So then I think she had to take it with a paper cutter and
Yes.
clean up all of her pages. But she just tells the story very cute.
I was just dying. It was very funny, something I feel like I would probably end up doing. But they're a hoot to watch. And then I'm bringing these guys up because I'm in a little withdrawal. And it's Brenda and the Cereal Starter. I can't even say it. Brenda and the Cereal Starter. Laura's mom or stepmom, I believe, had passed away, and so they took a little bit of a break while she's helping her father. But I routinely tune into them, and I've been missing them. So that's that.
Okay. Well, I wanted to just shout out Roberta from the Sable Stitchers. She just retired. And I just was excited to see her. You know, she's been talking about it all summer long, and you could tell it was a bittersweet thing for her. But I was really excited for her to finally get there and hopefully be able to work on all the projects she wanted to or wants to. And then today I had a different one, and then today I watched something that I felt like I really wanted to bring up. The Flosstube is called Mount Laurel Stitches, and it's a younger gal. Her name is Laurel, and I think the early part of the summer she had lost her mom to, I think it was brain cancer, and it was a pretty rough, like, I wouldn't recommend watching it's like I think her 16th Flosstube, but I wouldn't recommend to watch it if maybe you're having a bad day, because it was pretty emotional, but it was really good. And you know, I had lost my husband, and my kids lost their dad when they were young, and it was really kind of just to see her working through that and talking about like things to say to someone, and she really wanted to get back into doing her floss tubes. I think it's been like maybe 6 months since she had done a floss tube. And so just watching her kind of work through it, and she finally got to where she started talking about her cross-stitching and things like that. And it just made me think of, you know, times when people look at, you know, maybe comment on people's stuff or whatever, and a little hard on people. Like, I know myself, I have some days where when you pick up that needle, it's really kind of heavy some days when you've had a, you know, bad day, bad week, you got something coming up or whatever. And so I just thought that it would be something to mention, that sometimes you really don't know. Like, she wouldn't have had given all of the information ahead of time, and you maybe would have thought, well, what's wrong with her? But, I mean, she was going through something really difficult. And then the other thing that I thought was very cool is her mom was a quilter or sewed, and I think they started on a quilt together, and she wants to finish that quilt, but she's a little nervous about working on it. She doesn't want to mess it up. And so she's been teaching herself to sew, and, you know, she made some bags and things, and she just is very wise for, I don't really know what her age is, but I would say, you know, fairly young. She's very wise about, you know, going at things, and she said, you know, I know there's no way the first thing I make is ever going to turn out perfect, and I have to just keep working at it or whatever. But she does some really nice projects, and maybe, I think she's from Virginia, maybe there's people in the area that could maybe message her and have some, maybe made the quote pattern that she's working on or something, and, you know, just maybe give her some support in, you know, a hard time, and encourage her to keep on going with her floss tube, because, you know, that's the best thing about this community is that, you know, whether you're having a really good thing happen or you're having a bad thing happen or anything in between, people are so supportive. And I think you hear people say all the time how much it means when somebody takes the time, you know, to send them a message or whatever, encourage them in a tough time. So I would encourage people to watch her and, you know, give her some positive comments and things to hang on to going through things.
I didn't watch any Flosstube because I was being wild and crazy in Sturgis, so I got some catching up to do this week.
Yeah. And then I just wanted to, there's a couple floss tubers that are going through some hard things, and just wanted to say that our thoughts are with them. Elaine of Annabella's crashed her car yesterday or the day before, avoiding a bear. I mean, we're in Wisconsin, so there's a lot of deer that we have to, you know, be mindful of when we're driving. But a bear, that's something. That's a scary thing to go through.
Yeah,
so.
she was looked pretty flustered, at least from her Instagram posts. So.
Yes. And then Alicia, the fanciful flamingo, she's been in the hospital with a health scare for a couple days, and so we were thinking about her. And then Sharon, the Everyday Stitcher, she's another Flosstuber I really like. She's newer as well, does a very good job, but her mother recently unexpectedly passed away, so just wanted to bring them up.
Kind of on a positive note, because it's maybe a little downer of things, but if you go on Instagram, is it Hannah the Stitch Fairy?
Yes.
And check out, she is expecting a new baby, and her announcement is just the cutest thing. So if you get a chance, go on Instagram and check that out. So we had a little happy event with all the
Right.
rough things.
Yes. Okay, and the last thing we'll talk about are our plans. So I want to finish my Courage, the Praiseworthy Stitches by October for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. The Tone Down, I just want to get started on it. My knitting, gotta finish my cowl. I picked up some more yarn, and the lady who teaches our knitting class, because I always wear my hats, and everybody always asks about my hats. So I went through 16 rounds of chemo. My hair fell out. It's back, but it's very thin and it's a little fluffy, and I just don't really care for it. And it's long enough now, like I can put it back in a ponytail, but it's like 10 hairs. I just like my hats, and it doesn't, like, everybody's always asking me, am I too hot? I'm fine. Like, I bought these hats I bought them online from somewhere in the UK. I have many colors of them, and I just wear the hats every day. It's like wearing a ponytail or a man wearing a hat every day. I just wear my hats. But the lady who teaches my knitting class said she's going to write me a pattern so I can knit my own hats. So that's going to be my next...
That'll be exciting.
Yeah. And I also wanted to say, like, the Antique Needleworkers, Liz she's now caught the knitting bug, learning to knit, and she's recently learning to quilt. I also took a beginner quilting class, and so I'm feeling a little, I don't know, like she's my spirit animal or something. We're kind of on the same level with our learning things. And then tomorrow I'm going to the Pink concert, so super pumped about that. We have the Teresa Kogut retreat coming up in September. We are going to the Quilt and Wool show. Quilt and Wool, no.
Sheep
and Wool. And the Quilt Expo.
Yes.
And then kids are getting ready for school, so we'll be busy getting them ready. Soccer starts tomorrow for my youngest. And then, yeah, I already mentioned, but...
and a birthday.
Well, and a birthday.
And a birthday.
And a birthday. And then we have Cross Stitch Club and Sit and Stitch on the 22nd and 23rd. So if anybody is in the area and wants to come, you can check out their Facebook page to see.
I might maybe make this one work too. I possibly, depending on my work schedule, could make an appearance.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I don't have anything super spectacular for my plans. I'm doing a lot of the same things that Jamie is. Looking forward to the Sheep and Wool show and the Wisconsin Quilt show because it's something I do every year, and I just really enjoy it. And the first year that I went to the Sheep and Wool, my sister-in-law had brought it up, and I'm like, what is a Sheep and Wool? Like, you know, are we going to go and like bid on sheep or something? What are we going to do? But it's, you know, all like farms that come in and people who hand dye and spin their yarn and, you know, make their felt products and stuff like that. So it's just, and it's at a fairgrounds, it's kind of informal, but it's really, they offer classes and so far I haven't had a chance to line up, you know, to do a class, but we talk every year.
That's where I discovered needle felting also. That's where I...
Yeah, and the quilt show is always really nice, so I'm looking forward to that. The Cross Stitch Club, Sit and Stitch, and for my projects, I really want to work on some fall stuff for the next month. I want to focus on the Courage one as well, and start getting my plans ready for what I'm going to work on for for Christmas. So that's kind of it for me.
I'm pretty basic. I am gonna just this week. I got all my chores done since I've been home. So I'm going to go back to work, and then I'm going to spend every night stitching because my husband is in the garage. He dragged the 64 Impala home to now tear apart. So my backyard, my whole garage is a junkyard while he works on that. So I'm pretty sure it gets me off the hook of doing anything
Yeah.
really important other than stitching. So
We're hoping he'll maybe make a YouTube channel of
He
his
might,
own
yeah,
on
he might.
Yeah, he may. He may.
you
with
never
his
know.
Car progress.
You never know, but it's being disassembled right now. So
Maybe one day we could film our Flosstube out, you know,
Yeah.
amongst the
In the man cave.
in the man cave with the car parts,
Yeah.
and everybody could get the flavor of
Yeah.
what it's like.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm just gonna stitch all week. My laundry's done, everything is good. I'm just gonna work on all my whips that I have started. And I'm gonna FFO that project by the next time.
I'm gonna rest a little from all the walking with Walter because he pretty much every minute of the day that he's with me, we're doing some kind of.
Not till Tuesday.
Well, yeah, Tuesday he'll be back, but at least
Right.
it's not all day. But yeah, it's been a busy week, so I'm looking forward to getting more stitching done this week. So
All right. So
I think that's
we should be back in 2 weeks, hopefully.
yeah,
And until then, keep stitching
yeah.
and get your boobs checked. Cheers.
Have a great
Cheers.
week.
Drink.
I forgot again.
Okay.